So I'm going to be showing you the older version of the Lode Ergometer Manager. And first thing we want to do is open it up and full screen it, and this is what it looks like. So the next thing we have to do is make sure our device is connected. So we're going to go to the Ergometer tab, and then we're going to go to the side here with the list and click on our device. And a separate window should pop up, and we see that it says connection failed. This just means we have to plug a few things in. So we have to make sure our S232 cable is plugged into the computer. We have to make sure our power source is plugged into an outlet. And then we have to turn on the bike. So go ahead and turn that on. Then we're going to come to the display and make sure we're on terminal. To do that, we're going to go ahead and select main menu by pressing this button. And then it'll give us a terminal option. We're going to select terminal. And once you see this, you know you're on terminal. So once we've done all that, we can go back to that window. And then we're going to select test right here. And once we select test and you've done everything correctly, you'll see this pop up. It'll say connection successful. And that's how you connect your device. Otherwise, if you've already done all that and we go to the Ergometer tab here and we select our device on the list and the window pops up, it should already say connection successful, and yes it does. So we know we've done everything correctly. So the next thing we want to do is select a test subject. To do that, we're going to go to the test subject tab. We're going to click on that and a list of subjects will pop up. We can just select one among that list. To select the subject, we're going to go ahead and just double click on one of their names. And once you see their names are bolded, that's your chosen subject. If we need to add a subject, we're going to go to the bottom here and select add. This will give us a separate window to fill out information for that subject, such as an ID, their name, and characteristics like height and weight. So we're going to ID this person example. We're going to name them example. And then we're going to say they weigh 70 kilograms. And once we're done filling it out, we can go ahead and select OK. And we see that the person has been added to our list. Go ahead and highlight him so you see him right there. You can double click to select him, or you can highlight and click select. Next, we can select a protocol. To do that, you just go ahead and select the protocol tab on the side. And we get a list of protocols. To select one, we're just going to double click or highlight and click select. And once it's bolded, you know you've chosen a protocol. Now that we've connected a device and we've chosen a subject and a protocol, we can go ahead and start testing. So we can go ahead and click on that test tab. And we see a drop-down list showing our subject, our device, and the protocol we've chosen. And beneath them, you can see a list of visualizations. These are certain things you want to look at live during the test. And so if we double-click, protocol, it'll open up a separate window and display that. So we can select multiple visualizations. So we're going to click another one. We'll grab a few more. For testing, you want to adjust the bike to the subject. So we have a silver lever in the back to control the height of the seat. And then there's a black lever in the front of the seat where we can move the seat in and out or forward and backwards, pushing that lever the same direction we're moving it. So if we're moving it back, we're going to push that lever back. If we're moving it forwards, we can push that lever forwards. And just like the bike seat, we can also move the handle up and down, pushing the silver lever in the front. And we can also move it in and out, forward and backwards, similar to the seat, pushing that black lever the same direction, moving the handles. So now that we've selected our visualizations and we've adjusted the bike to the subject, I'm going to start testing. To do that, we're just going to go down and select Start. And once we select Start, a message will appear. We're just going to go ahead and select OK to start the test. And once we do that, we've started the test. And once we're done with the protocol, we can go ahead and select Stop to finish. And then very important for this software is to save after every session. So once we finish, we can go ahead and go to the bottom here and select Save. And just like you're saving a file, we're just going to name it and save it. So very important, we just have to remember to save after every session. Okay, to recall some previously saved data, we're going to go down to Analysis, and we're going to go ahead and right click and add, or you can go ahead and select Add at the bottom here. And once we do that, we're going to find that file that we just saved and open that up. And once you've done that, you see their name at the bottom of that drop list under Test Subject. And that's how you know you've selected them. And just like testing, we have visualizations at the bottom. So we can go ahead and select multiple ones, open up separate windows, and give us results and numbers from that session. And so that's how we recall some of the data. So the final thing I have to show you guys is how to export the files into Excel. So once we've selected a subject or open up the file in the Analysis tab, we can go ahead and go to Print Report. And we're just going to print the Wingate results here. So we're going to check that box and go to Print. But instead of printing to a printer, we're going to go ahead and select Adobe PDF and select OK and save it as a PDF. And so once we save it as a PDF, we'll get something that looks like this in a PDF format. And what we want to do is go to the side here and export it to Excel. And once we've converted it to an Excel, all we have to do is save it. So we'll go ahead and click Save. And we'll find a location for it, name it, and save. And then once we've saved it as an Excel, we're going to go ahead and open it just to show you guys how it looks. And so it looks pretty similar to the PDF, just in Excel format. And so that's how you convert and export to Excel.